to the A&O show. If it's your first time here, this channel is all about entrepreneurship. We help women entrepreneurs with tips and tricks about video marketing and just really putting yourself out there in a saturated market, online, gaining new customers, growing your audience, and making more money. That's what we all want to do, right? So today we're going to be talking about clarity. So if you haven't had the opportunity to watch our first installment in this series, go ahead and drop right down in the description box, and there will be a link in there so you can go ahead and watch that video. All right, so today we are talking about clarity. And one of the things I want you to know is you want to start your channel with the end in mind, right? So just think about this. If you are going to the airline, if you're going to the airline, if you were going to the airport, right? 9 times out of 10, when you go to the airport, you purchase your ticket prior to your flight, because you are thinking about your end goal, right? Because in order for you to get to where you are going, you have to think about the destination. Ask yourself, why do you even want to do videos, right? Are you trying to grow your business? Are you trying to drive more sales to your business? Are you trying to build an audience? Are you trying to become famous? Are you trying to create a community around one of your favorite hobbies? Is this a creative outlet for you? So asking yourself all of those questions will help you figure out what is your end goal. What do you want to get out of this whole video marketing and getting on YouTube or getting, online? What do you want to gain from that? Another problem that I see often or hear often is we think, oh, someone else is doing something, right? I want a makeup channel or I want a hair channel, but Susie is already doing that. Well, Susie, she probably has viewers. She probably has a pretty good following on YouTube or wherever she may be. And that should tell you something. There is a market for what you have to offer, right? So what you bring to the table is going to be something totally different. You might bring some of the same tips. You might bring same tricks, techniques to the table, but how you present that, how you connect with your people, is going to be totally different from how Susie does it. So think about it like this. If I teach something and then you teach something, well, number one, our experience level may be different. Number two, the way I teach, it might not resonate with someone that I'm teaching, but the way you're teaching it, even though we're teaching the same thing, it might resonate with the next person and be like, hey, we have some connection points. She's kind of like me. We share some of the same struggles. We've been doing it around the same amount of time. Okay, so the next thing I want you to ask yourself is, who are you creating these videos for, right? What's your target audience? Once you figure out, okay, I'm passionate about this thing, I'm very proficient in it, I know I can make a profit if I start to serve my target audience, right? That should be your next thing. So who are you serving? Some questions that I always tell my clients to ask themselves, like, what's their gender? What is their occupation? What do they love to do? What are some of their hobbies? What other channels do they watch? Who do they follow on social media? All these things get you closer and closer to creating content that they actually crave and they actually want. Because the more you know about who you're serving, the more you can create content that they'll love and enjoy and they actually need, right? Because the whole point to create content is creating some valuable content that people want to consume. I really want you to think about the person on the other side of that screen, okay? Take a few moments and think about that person, okay? They go onto YouTube. They type in, they're typing in what they're searching for. Think about, what is that person searching for? What are they looking for? What problem can you solve for them? That's what you want to be thinking about when you are creating this content. And that's what you want to really get clear on. Like, if you know that person, then you can be super clear. You can kind of imagine some of the problems or pitfalls that they may be facing, that you can create videos to kind of help them through that process. Because, you have to think about YouTube as a search engine, right? So if it's a search engine, people are searching for solutions. So what solutions are you bringing to the table? Being very clear about that is going to really help and benefit your channel, and in return, it's going to benefit your business. The reason why content creators don't make it, why they lose interest and they, may create a couple videos and they're like, forget it, is because they're not super clear on their purpose, the value, who they're targeting. They have no idea of these things, or they might kind of know, but they don't take the time in the beginning. They don't take the time to start with the end in mind so that they know exactly who they are targeting, who they are creating content, who they are actually trying to serve. Because creating videos, video marketing, content marketing in this way is really all about serving. Like I said, you're going to get to the profit, right? But once you make yourself a valuable asset to your customer, that's when they'll pay you for whatever you have. Your products, your services, they're going to pay for that. No question about it. But you have to present yourself as a value. You have to position yourself as an authority in your niche, so then they can be like, okay, this is the person I'm coming to for X, Y, and Z, because they have proved themselves through, all of this content that they're sharing with me online, that I'm the person who has, I'm the plug, basically. So just, I really want you to think about that. And I want you really to get super clear on those things before you start to create content, because it's going to make the content come out a lot easier, and it's going to be a lot less headaches when you're trying to figure out, like, what do I want to make? What video I want to make today? Those types of things. Being on YouTube is not easy, right? Creating video content and consistently showing up is not it's not easy. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So I say that because you really have to be passionate and really love the thing that you want to share with the world, that you want to serve the world with. Because if you don't, you'll get tired really quick. Think about it like this. If you were to come on YouTube and start creating video content and you wasn't really passionate about your skill or that craft that you were sharing, it will come a point where you'll just get tired. You'll get drowned out. You'll get complacent. You'll get tired of making that you would get tired of creating that type of content very easily. So when you are thinking about creating a channel, when you're thinking about starting making video content, think about those things. What am I passionate about? What am I pretty proficient in? And then you can get to the profit, right? So proficient doesn't mean that you have to be an expert. A lot of times people think that, I can't start a YouTube channel because I'm not an expert in this thing. I don't know everything about this subject. Well, you don't have to be, because think about it like this, on a scale from 1 to 10, right? You may be a 3, right? So there's 1s and 2s below you that don't have that experience or the expertise that you have. So you being a 3, you're going to reach down and you're going to teach those 1s and 2s. Then you're going to learn more about that craft. You'll become a 5, right? So when you become a 5, you can teach maybe 2s, 3s, and 4s, because that number 1, they're going to start learning from those 3s and 4s. Because what happens is a number 1, she's not going to be able to learn from a number 10, right? And that's just because that number 10 is so far removed from the problems and things that they may face in their business or whatever, niche that they're in, that everything that number 10 is going to say to that number 1 is going to be pretty much like over her head. So you being not too far from that place, you can really reach down and say, hey, I struggled with this, or hey, I had this experience and this is how I overcame it. So think about it like this. You don't have to be an expert in what you come on to teach. You just have to be more knowledgeable than the people below you, right? And then as you continue to become more proficient in your craft, in your niche, then you can, move up that scale, right? So just think about it in that way, because I think a lot of times people are scared to come on here, or they're not clear about what they want to do because they think they have to be an expert. They think they have to know everything. And we all know that in this world, we're all continuously learning. We're all getting better. No one knows everything about a subject. They might know a lot, but they don't know everything. Okay, so I suggest that in order for you to figure those things out, you need to figure out. A lot of times I hear people say, I want to do video marketing, or I want to be online and create videos or create content, video content, but I really don't know what I need to create content about. Like, I don't know if they're not doing it strictly for business, and they don't have like, okay, I'm a knitter, or I'm a makeup artist, or I'm a stylist, or something like that, where you can just get online and kind of show those talents. You want to think about, what are you passionate about? What if you had, if you had all the money in the world, like, what would you do for free? What would you do? No one had to pay you. Think about those, because those things that you're very passionate about, tend to be some things that you're very proficient in, right? So if you're passionate about something, you really love it, you can do it in your sleep, you'll do it for free. Most of the time you're pretty proficient in it. So if you're passionate about something and you're pretty proficient in it, then it's a no-brainer, right? You can figure out how that can equal to a profit, right? So those are the 3 P's that we like to use, and it's called passion, proficiency, and profit. Like, how do you get to that point? You've narrowed down your audience, then you have to ask yourself, what will you offer them, right? How often are you going to show up and serve your audience once you know exactly who they are? You know what you're doing, you know what you're passionate about, you know what you're proficient in, and in order to get to the profit, you have to know your target audience, and then you have to know how often are you going to show up for them. So that comes with committing, making a commitment to yourself on, like I said earlier, creating video content is a marathon, not a sprint. So you have to really figure out, okay, how often can I show up online? Can I film the video? Can I edit? Can I do all the post-production things that you need to do? That checklist that needs to get done before you post your video, or once you post your video. How committed are you to the process? It's something that you really want to ask yourself. Something I want to leave you with today is that clarity is power, right? So when you have a clear understanding of your goal, then you can reverse engineer the steps it will take to get there, right? So when you have an understanding of what I'm going to do, like if I'm trying to grow my audience, if I'm trying to get famous, if I'm trying to get more eyes on my business, right? If you know that's the goal, then you can start to create content with that goal in mind. And then once you have that goal in mind and you know exactly what you're passionate about, how you're going to serve your people, then you know who your people are. I mean, the content is just going to flow and roll out of you with no problem. So I'm excited to see you really take these nuggets that I shared with you today. Take some time, write down some of these things, write down your target audience, just really figure out who that person is, and then also know exactly what you have to offer and bring to the table. So I hope this video was helpful for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So if you have any questions, just drop down in the comments, and we'll be definitely answering any questions that you may have. Remember, we do a live show every Thursday at 12 p.m. streaming right here on YouTube. We also stream on our Facebook channel as well. But we are so excited to bring content to you every week, new, fresh content. Drop down and also let us know if there's something that you're struggling with or something that you need help with, and maybe we could provide some help or be a service to you. Just let us know. We can't wait to see you next time. Bye.